Now, you work very hard every single day to earn an income to cover your expenses and to make a bright future for yourself and your family. No matter how exhausting your job has become, you cannot live because you have bills to pay. Now, for a better life in the years to come, you have to start saving up. The question is, have you begun saving up? And how do you then build a personal saving culture? Now, that is what we are looking at tonight. That's what we're tackling tonight. How to build a personal saving culture. This is Kazi Namali. My name, as always, is Vincent Keros, and I'm glad to welcome in studio Mr. William Nderito, the head of business development from SMEP Bank. Always great to have you, sir. Welcome. This is your first time in Kazi.
Yes. Thank you very much, Vincent. Yes, it's my first time to be here. But as SMEP, as an organization, this is not our first time. I believe our CEO has been here. Our head of credit has been here, and I think it has been good engagement with us.
This is home for SMEP Bank.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you. Now, it's no secret that saving is not really a norm, especially in this era full of millennials, as they call them. Yeah. What do you think is the reason saving is not a culture in this era?
Thank you, Vincent. I think one of the greatest challenges is that this is a challenge that every one of us has been facing. We are not cultured to saving. Our culture is spending.
You spend.
You spend, not to save. And the only thing that we can do is try our level best to counter that by enlightening Kenyans and the community about the need for saving.
Yeah. And now people will say that they cannot save because they feel that they don't earn enough to begin saving, do you think there is an amount that is quantified as enough for one to begin saving? Is it 500 shillings? Is it 5,000? Is it 50,000?
That is the other challenge that we have. And I will just say this. One of the key things that will not make us save is our attitude. Because our attitude says that it is not enough. It is not always enough. Right? Then the other challenge that we have that can trigger saving is because many of Kenyans, many of the people that you're dealing with have a problem of a vision. So if you don't have a vision, then you cannot be able to connect yourself towards the purpose of saving. Then I can say the other challenge that we have towards saving is an issue of procrastination. That you say it is not yet time. Maybe you believe that you are very young. You believe that you have not earned enough. You believe that it is tomorrow, and you believe that there is always a tomorrow when I can start. So that if it is addressed, then we can be able to get the journey of savings regardless of where we are. Because if you feel that what you have is what you can save, and then you can start. We can start even with small amounts.
What's an amount? What is that small amount that one can begin with? Is it 1 bob? Or small as it can be?
Smaller is relative. Because today, somebody who is earning 100,000 may feel that is still small amount. Somebody who is earning 5,000 will still feel the same, that is small. So small is relative. So it is you who know what you want, and out of that, you can apportion a percentage of what you can save. And that's why we are saying it is about an attitude. It's about what your vision is. It's about when to start. So I would believe that there is no small amount that you can say that I won't save.
Mr. William, what I'm gathering from what you're saying is that always there is nothing that is enough. It's about the mentality and the attitude. But there's this criteria that you use, the criteria that you use. You say people, if you get an income at the end of the month, you break down into percentage, how much to save, how much to spend on your bills, and how much to set aside for your kurudishia mwili pole vile wanavyosema wenyewe.
Thank you, Vincent. I think yes, there is that criteria, but I think the biggest
Yes.
portion is what we can call an overall budgeting of your income. So one way of making sure that you achieve all these things is that you have to have a budget.
Yes.
And it must be very clear. And the only way is, first of all, you must understand your income, then understand your expenses, and then in order of priority, allocate them.
Yes.
In general, it is said that allocate 10 to 15% of your income to savings. Yeah, so that is what is generally accepted across the group. That at least allocate 10 to 15% of your income to savings. Yeah. Then the others, you can now allocate your other priorities depending on what you are doing. There are people who have loans. There are people who have mortgages. There are people who have school fees, other items to take care of. But at the end of it all, the desire is that 10 to 15% can be allocated to savings.
That is good enough.
Yeah.
Now, because we're beginning now to go into the steps now of building that saving culture. But before we go there, one will be forgiven for thinking that they will start saving after paying up their debts, after they feel that they have got that good job, real job, people call it, and when they feel that now they have money to use and go around and all that, now they can now begin saving. Do you think these are hindrances to saving? And then if there is more, what are some of the hindrances that really come between one and their saving mode? Debts.
I've said that first of all, there is no specific time that you say, now I have enough to save.
Sure.
So you have to decide to start saving. And one of the key things is that you have to set goals for yourself so that you are clear about what you want to do. Then once that is done, then it becomes very easy for you to start the journey of savings.
Now, can you get into the basics now? Exactly what does one need to do? What do I need to do now to start creating and building that saving culture, that personal saving culture? There are some of the steps that one should take. One of course you've said is beginning with a budget. I mean, budgeting for the little or the more you receive at the end of the month or any time you receive your money.
Yes, number one is once you have, as I've said, once you have your income, you are the one who knows your income. First of all is to do a budget, and in the budget you are able to identify and record all your expenses, because once you put a record of your expenses, then you can also start them by prioritizing those that are necessary, those that are essentials, that you can't do without. That includes your rent, includes your includes your food, includes the basics,
the transport,
and all that. Of course, then now you can move to looking at it and saying, among this budget, one of the key items that I need to allocate is a portion of my income going into a saving, looking at it for tomorrow, right? So that is how you get started. So the first step is your budget.
And talking about the budget, there are people who have that inverted pyramid kind of budget. They get it wrong on issue of priority. They get it wrong. Mtu unaanza na I mean, what is not really a priority in your breakdown, unaanza nayo, and now you mess up your whole budget. How do you come up with a clear and really a consistent budget that is going to help you in not messing out with your finances, so to speak?
Yeah, as we have said, is that the budget items are going to be in order of priority. So you know what is important. It is said that you need to differentiate urgent and important, and sometimes we get lost between urgent and important, so that we deal with the urgent, yet they may not be the important things. So what you need,
urgent and important.
Yes,
it's not necessarily that when something is urgent, it's important.
It is not necessary.
Okay.
So that is what one needs to identify and say, is this really what I want? Is this really the thing that will keep my life going? Yeah, so that at the end of the day you are able to sustain your day-to-day objective.
Yeah.
Priority, we are saying we know the basic needs. We are talking about food, we are talking about shelter, we are talking about clothing. Of course, it is important for us also to note about our medical and all that. Those are key things. And then from there you're also thinking about what when you are saving probably for a long-term item. You are saving for what we can call not necessarily an emergency, but an item we can refer as to short-term items, which will include probably you want to buy an asset, you want to buy a motor vehicle, you want to get to meet to pay for your school fees and all that. They may not necessarily be long, but you have planned in advance and you know when you want to achieve them. So those are short term, between objective of 1 to 3 years. Those ones we can refer to them as short term. Then anything that goes beyond 4 years and above, that becomes a long term. And the way you plan for a long term item is not the same way you
plan for a short term item. Take us deeper now from the budget. What next?
Of course,
after getting your budget right.
After getting the budget right, then it is important for you to also look at how now for you to achieve this objective. From the budget, what are some of the things that you may need to shed off, so that you minimize on your expenses, so that now you can have a bigger portion towards saving, because you cannot continue to behave and to do the things the way you have been doing them, and you expect at the end of the day that you have an opportunity to save. You can't just take it normally. Yes, and then life will not treat you normally. It will treat you abnormally. Yes. So the one thing is that you have to change and cut expenses. Look at how can you use your resources maximally. How do you ensure that probably if you look at your budget and you see your entertainment expenses have been high, how do you reduce on that? Probably you say we have been going out as a family or as an individual for every 2 weeks. You can decide that now I'm only going to do it once in a month, so that whatever now expense you are incurring then goes into that direction. If it is fuel, sometimes you may opt for a common way of transport. You can pool cars with your friends. At the end of the day, you are helping yourself to save on such expenses. Great. Identify also cheaper options of items that you are acquiring. Not necessarily you may not necessarily go for the very expensive item. You can go for a substitute that will still serve the purpose for which you need it. So you don't have to go for the very expensive item. You can opt for a cheaper one to be able to save on that cost. For example, nguo, you can go for a mtumba that is really good than going for the top end boutiques. Exactly. So those are some of the things that you are saying. After the budget, that budget you also need to dip into it and look at how you can reduce yourself, reduce expenses. We are also subject to what we call impulse buying. So when you are out there, you have found yourself, you have been used to whatever I see, I get it. You are excited about what is in the shops, what is in the malls and every other place. With the new joints that have come up, you want to be the first to be introduced to, and all that. Now, when you have started the journey of savings, you must sometimes call yourself. Yes, you feel you're excited, you want to do it, but you call yourself for a meeting and tell yourself, no,
do I need this at this time?
Give yourself a cooling time, so that you don't just incur it. By the time you are moving on, you have probably overcome that.
And this is a problem mostly with the ladies, and with all due respect, ladies out there, a lady will walk in a street or through a street and sees a dress, and she might not be needing that dress at that time, but he just anasema hii lazima niichukue.
Yes,
because of that impulse buying, as you call it.
And that is one of the killer of the saving culture that we are talking about. You cannot behave that way and expect to adopt to the culture of savings. So that's one of the other key items that you need to ensure that you put in place to be able to start the journey of saving. Then another item is that it is important also in this journey of saving to set up goals. Set up a goal for yourself. Set up a savings goal. You say, yes, I need to save an amount. I need to ensure that this target is achieved, and you charge yourself. And you as I have already said, that goal can be what we are calling a short-term goal, which we said is 1 to 3 years. Then we are saying a long-term goal for about 4 years, and in those short-term goals we are talking of emergency. We can talk of emergency. For example, you are a young family, you are expecting a child, and what happens in 9 months? The child will have come. You have to plan yourself in advance and say that I will have my medical for preparedness. I'll have the items needed for the child. I'll have all those things. So you set your goals for emergency. You can also say that I don't have to call my uncle or my aunt or my father or my brother or my sister for me to solve my problem. I have something somewhere that takes care of my emergencies. Of course, also holidays. You can save for a holiday. You can save for a period that you go and enjoy yourself during the holiday breaks.
Like now we are talking about now the Christmas. It's almost here because we are in October. So people should begin saving for.
And probably that should have been a journey that is started in January. So that it becomes an easy thing.
So
you don't have to
be beginning in January.
You should start in January and move towards that period. Because if you want to save for a short term, for a period, we are in October, you want to save for a December holiday, it will not be possible. Otherwise you strain, not unless you are not serious with what you are doing. But if you are very clear, you want to take your family out for a holiday, you know the amount, then you start planning for it and give it time. So those are some of the things that you are looking at.
You need to do.
Then we have talked about long-term savings, which you are saying you want to make a down payment for a home. You want to plan for your child education. Those are long-term. And even retirement. You plan early. You enter into a pension program. You enter into an investment. We have insurance products that you can take up that can secure such a retirement program. So that is what you're saying. Develop a saving plan. Right. Then we can also talk of another item that will help you develop this culture of saving. We are saying decide on your priorities. Right. Be clear on what you want. Right. Be clear on what you want. We are saying learn how to prioritize your savings. Yeah. Among the short term and long term, which do you give much more priority?
What should come first?
What should come first
in your order priority?
In your priorities.
Of course. Now, there's this way of saving. People save in places or in modes or somewhere in mediums where they will find it easy for them to really go.
Yes.
You might save in your account, the normal account, and a fixed account. Which one is good enough? Because fixed account will give you time, and say 6 months you can't withdraw this, or 3 or 4 months.
Right.
I mean, how do you advise persons to?
And I think that is still part of the decision that you need to make during the process of saving or developing that cash for saving. I would say that as part of what you're asking is make sure that you have a tool that enables you to save. And that tool can be an account. And we have several types of account, as you have said. Even when you are coming to a bank like SMEP, there is a specific account. We have a variety of accounts. There are those that are term savings, what you are calling fixed deposit. We are saying that those are contractuals that you have said. You have money that you can bring at lump sum and press it and fix it for a period. It's a way of saving. But now that you're talking about a culture of saving, then it means that you have to have a tool that will help you save and build that savings slowly by slowly. We have, and that's why you're asking what kind of account. There are those accounts that you can come to us. We can agree that I'll put the money slowly by slowly and build it. Like now we have a program we call 52 weeks challenge, which you start slowly by saving small amount, as low as 25 shillings, as low as 50 shillings, as low as 100 shillings, actually even sometimes per week. That's why we are calling it 52 weeks, so that you save slowly by slowly, build that, you have an objective, you have a goal, and you develop that culture where you're saying, maybe if you are saving 25, challenge yourself to save. If you choose 25 shillings, you can say, I'll save 25 this week. Next week, I'll challenge myself to increase it by another 25. So I'll save 50, 75, 100, like that, until you get to the objective of what you want. So there are two types. There are many types of account. But I would encourage that if you are saving, use an account that it is not easy to access. Because when you use an ordinary account, you can have it over the mobile, you can have it over the ATM, you can have it over the counter. So it is good if you have developed a saving culture. Go to the financial institution, come to our bank. We will guide you on the appropriate account that can help you save with an objective. Because when you are using it in an ordinary account, then it is also very easy for you to get it anytime.
It's closer to your fingertips, so to speak.
Yes.
In a minute. Do you offer such services at SMEP Microfinance Bank?
Yes, we do. As I've said, we have what we call the ordinary savings account, where you now just operate it. You can pass your salaries through there. That is just an ordinary account, or a business person, they cannot transact with that account. So that's a transactional account. We have, as I have said, we have an account where we refer to it as Nyota Jema, where it's an account specifically for savings, where you are saying, I have committed myself to saving a fixed amount or a varied amount that you can fix towards a goal. And it is still earn some savings, and at the same time, you will be guided by our officers at the branch on what it requires. But those accounts are available. Again, for those who have lump sum money, which they don't have an immediate use, and they want to use it as an investment, you can come fix it for 3, 6, 9, 12 months. Of course, it will give you some return on that.
Good enough? Great enough.
Right.
Mr. William, time is always not enough. Just as You say there is not an amount that is enough to be quantified as an amount to save. So time is also not enough always for us. But we have to conclude on that for today. But we can also dig deeper into this next week, God giving us an opportunity.
That will be fine.
Yeah, sure. As always, before I go, I leave you to a quote. And today we want to look at Warren Buffett. You know, this is the seventh most... or the richest person in the world, is number 7 the richest person in the world, and he says that chains of habits are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken.
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
Yeah, I think what he's addressing is the same thing that you have said. Habits. That we have habits, we have culture. Some of us are in the habit of spending. We would want to change that habit and make it a habit of saving. And once you are in it and you have been used to it, it becomes hard to leave.
An awesome one.
Right.
And once it becomes a habit, you find it enjoyable doing it, you know. So saving becomes like a hobby.
It becomes like a hobby.
Yeah.
You enjoy it,
Yeah.
and of course you eventually enjoy the fruits that will be born out of it.
Fair enough.
Right.
That is it from our side here in studio. My name is Vincent Kirosi. I've hosted Mr. William Derito from SMEP Microfinance Bank. I know it's not enough, but we'll dig deeper next time, God giving us an opportunity, next Tuesday right here on Kazi Namali from 7 p.m. But for now, enjoy your night, enjoy Kazi Namali, keep watching CAC TV.